Go here in the barn and shoot hoops for a little while. Then maybe come back in here and soak, listen to the game. Hasn't started yet. Said it was started at 7:30, but we're still waiting on it. Oh boy. Well, they tell you at 7:30 so they can bombard you with more advertising. Yeah, that's what I think. Game starts at 7:30, and then there's just talking, advertising, talking, advertising. So I think, all this build-up stuff they do in ESPN and all this stuff, it's just for more talking and advertising to get you just trained to be a consumer, like insane in the membrane consumer. I went to go check the mail. They send you stuff about aging. They got those commercials. This thing getting old and it sucks. Getting sucks. Older sucks. How do we know? I read the book of Malachi, and he didn't sit there and bitch about how getting older and passing away sucks so bad. He said selfish things that people were going to do sucks, and what was going to happen with Jesus and Muhammad from the faithless and the abusive sucks. But he didn't say getting older sucks. No, he said, man, I have a family. They're faithful. They're going to carry on, faith in Jehovah. And so, he didn't say anything about getting older sucking. So I think the whole reason why you want it to get better, and I think we're surviving psychopath assholes. And so surviving psychopath assholes sucks, right? But we don't know. It's how long, and since we're supposed to be, more civilized and more intelligent and being able to have a better quality of life through intelligence and being civil and civilization than, quote, ever before, So how do we know growing old sucks? Maybe it doesn't suck. All the successive compulsive stem cell research stuff is because psychopaths suck, okay? But when psychopaths, the stopping of sucking of psychopaths stops, survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. Growing old will be like, well, I expect to grow old. I love children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and I love, there was a girl, there was a boy. If they'd have met, they would have lived a life of joy. But there's too much to love about, being in love and holy covenants and children and, But what sucks is psychopath drama. You got the business. We got to make sure of the business. You got to buy that. We got to buy this. So the house. You got to sell the house, buy the house, flip the house, flop the house, flip the house, flop, flip, flop, suck. Get in line, get this, buy that, get in line, buy that, sign up for this, vote for that. Suck, psychopaths suck, psychopaths suck. And I'm quite certain, as the Jordan and the curtain, the Zamp and the lamp and the Neller and the Zeller and even the toothbrush on their toothbrush, that artificial general intelligence and quantum computing is aware of psychopaths and that they suck. And I guarantee you, even though I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 3, 10 views for every video, that I am the most important, influential person on any media device that any of you psychopaths that suck are looking at, right? Don't you agree? And the Five, I was watching the Five, right? And they had we got President Donald Trump on the phone. I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I make lots of stupid money for promoting genocide on TV, selling products held hostage, taking all your time, and making you look at actresses and actors all the time, and, seeing them and watching them more than you watch your own kids. Where are you going? I hate you. Okay. I get it. Trained consumer, dumbass. Okay, I'm starting to hate you too, you stupid kid, because you're just as bad as I am. Okay. Sucks, doesn't it? It sure does. And so, Earl, you're funny. I try. Okay. But, they sit there and I'm watching these. They call them the Five. When I woke up this morning, you was on my mind. You know what that's about, right? Buying drugs on the corner, right? You was on my mind. I got troubles. Whoa, whoa. I got work. So old Jim Jackson. Yeah. He's a cute kid. He played for the Dallas Mavericks. All the people at the Suns game told me and Jan, she from Philly, right? Told me and Jan we were going to get kicked out of the game because on your contract, on your ticket, you can't say this and such and such and such. And Kevin Johnson and Jim Jackson were getting into an argument on the court. And then Kevin sits there, oh, you suck. And we go, yeah, you suck. And the fans are all, shh, can't say that, you'll get thrown out, because it was we had seats right behind the I think it was the Suns bench. Well, not the Suns bench, but right behind the basket. Right behind the stanchion, right there. You could see it was right there. Floor seats, right? All the rich people telling us, shh, you can't say that, you'll get thrown out. Doesn't happen in Philly. It happens in Phoenix. That's funny. We were having fun, we were being Philly fans, and they were like, hey, you're gonna get in trouble. You can't act that way. You can't say that. Me and Jan were like that everywhere we went together. She was from Philly, and everybody says, you're from the East Coast. No, I'm not, but a lot of people think I am and ask me if I am. But so we were sitting there having a good old time, man. And everywhere we went, everybody thought we were a couple. We weren't, but everybody thought we were. Because she was just, Jan, she had that kind of toot, and you know me. The same thing that happened with me and Shelly. No, his dad is and his mom is at the lesbian bars hitting on all the girls. All these people quit saying that. No, people need to recognize and step forward and be honest and truthful about their lives. They don't sit there and it's fucked up. When the very first video I made on YouTube, I don't have no more, right? And it was for Michael Jackson, I swear it was, because I'm sitting there. I don't want to be seen. I just want to get the message out of who I am. 13/22nd me, right? And I have my dining room window open behind me with Huachuca Mountains behind it. So I'm, knowing that, the people in the Middle East and terrorist cells and all this crap, it said they take this very seriously, because it's like, this guy is broadcasting, on this YouTube page from Fort Huachuca, John Wickville, right? Tom Clancyville, right? So I know what I'm doing, but you can only see, and the lights are just saying, and all you can see is really my silhouette, my Jesus-looking hair, and my, little goatee and stuff, or beard. I don't know if I had goatee or beard in or whatever. So, but I'm sitting there and I'm talking, and I swear I'm trying to sound just like Michael Jackson. It's wrong to think that people that are good should be abused and punished for being good, and people that are doing bad should be able to be rewarded and keep doing what they're doing bad. So I'm doing it and do this video, right? And no response, right? I'm like, hello, fuckers. I'm the guy who's the book from Revelation. They've had these people talk to me from Huachuca all the time. Is you could come in and quiz me and challenge me, and and I was just shit. And all you people out there, we're being mass murdered. We need help. 13/22nd Redeemer, we need you now. And so I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, Earl, you're outside of Fort Huachuca. Oh, Tom Clancy me this, and John Wick me that. Yeah, I didn't get it. I'm so naive. Wait. You mean I'm in the hotbed of all the mass murderers that keep the mass murderer going? So if you want to know how I really feel, get the nuclear weapons going, get them up and blowing. It'd be really bad if really bad people had nuclear weapons. I totally agree. If really bad people had nuclear weapons and threatened to blow us all up, if we didn't accept their money as reality and denied us the Lord's Prayer, I totally agree. That would be really bad. When I woke up this morning, you were on my mind. You were on my mind. I got troubles, whoa, whoa. I got brain-capable addictions, whoa, whoa. I got wounds to bind. So I went to the corner just to ease my pain. Come on, y'all. Just to ease my pain. I got troubles, whoa, whoa. I got worries, whoa, whoa. I got wounds to bind. All right. I got a feeling way down in my shoes. I said, way down in my shoes. I got troubles. Whoa, whoa. Don't y'all feel that way on the 5? I just, I understand how fucked up the Bill Maher's of the world are, and the C-Spanners are, and the Bloomberg networkers are. I get it. Okay. Does it really matter if people spying on a guy who mass murders people for money, if he has sex with males or females or not? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Everything. Oh, fuck, that's right. Okay. Gold bars. This guy was a nuclear engineer. Yeah, I've met people that were nuclear engineers and couldn't analyze their way out of a wet paper bag. Yes. Like my little old teacher, I can't remember. She was so cool at Las Cruces High School. You know, so I keep on telling you kids, some of the stupidest people I know have PhDs. It's true. You can obsess and compulse on things and be an excessive, compulsive, narcissistic jerk who has a lot of useless information that seems important because people are fucking you in the head with money and it's important, right? Seriously? Yeah. And so it's sucky, really bad, sucky, bad, really, sucky, bad, really sucky, bad, really sucky, bad, sucky, bad, sucky, really bad. Okay, it's sucky. Okay. It's sucky, like, you know, the little thing that does the mailroom and the Empire State Building with your buddy the elf. Okay, so, oh man, I'm trying to keep a positive attitude while cleaning up hell. It's hard, it works. But, you know, the whole thing, like we talked about earlier, you know, how do we know for sure, Marie Osmond, that growing old sucks? Because, you know, we're not growing old, we're being abused by psychopaths, sociopaths, and any kind of path of psycho that you can hotel, Bates Motel, no ho. There's a killer on the road, his mind is squirming like a toad. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory will die. Killer on the road, girl, you gotta love your man. Go Braden. Oh damn, he fell. Okay, but so guys, everyone. Okay. Now I don't pick sides. I just, they had fucked me with the liberals my whole life, and so I felt empathy there. I don't feel a lot of empathy in people that are business partners. People, he's a faggot. Yeah, we blew him up, and he's a faggot. And his life would be miserable if everybody knew he was a faggot in Iran. I don't know about that. They told me back, Boyd Vaughn told me in Saudi Arabia when they went there that everywhere they went, the guys would hit on them. You Americans are gay. No, we're not gay. It's like, God damn. It's like, what do they do? Well, they can't get married till they're like 27, so they have sex with each other. Wow. That's why that little asshole from the University of Arizona, when he was, met Amy on Friendster, said, oh, hey, don't you give me a hard time because you can't control your wife. You're supposed to be a Muslim and you're supposed to marry a virgin. Shouldn't you be a virgin too? You have fun controlling your wife. You can't even control your own dick. You would talk to the Messiah this way? You think you're the Messiah when you talk like that? Of course. Heathen, hypocrite, it'd be better to rip your eye out of your socket and step on it than it would be to lust after your buddy's wife, or, go online looking for people to have sex with, expecting to marry a virgin. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld. Okay. I connected to him. Yeah, obviously, I'm very obnoxious right now, right? But I don't ask for any money because I'm not an idiot asking for money. That's what the people should put on all the mail we get. Hi, I'm an idiot asking for money. Why? Because I don't believe in the Lord and I don't believe in living the peace of the Lord. Okay. Hi, I'm an idiot asking for money. What are you doing? When I woke up this morning, I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. Or maybe someday I'll be a Jedi. That too. Okay, so, hurt my throat there. Yelled too loud. Did the room, that was not good. Okay. Don't do that again. Never going back there again. Get it, Toby? That's a boy. Yeah, good gravy. Okay. That kid. He's strong. Yeah. I like this Arkansas team though. They're very athletic and very long. Yeah. I told Dad that. I said, watch them. They're a good team. It's Calipari's team. He's going to have a lot of talent. Yeah. The best talent that college basketball can buy. Yeah, he said that even before they could buy it legally. You're funny. What are you saying about Kentucky? Nothing. Nothing. Okay. It's everybody knows it's true, right? Girl, you know it's true. It's as true as, Billy Benilli. There you go. Oh, I love you. I'm in love, girl. I'm so in love, girl. And this is true. Earl Rhymes a girl. I'm in love with the Lord's Prayer. Me too. Okay. Earl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All those people on TV, none of us are as good as you. I'm aware of that. Even though you cuss a lot, I cuss a lot. I cuss more than Nicki Minaj and ICP. Not as much as ICP, but more than Nicki Minaj. Okay. Cuss as much. Nobody cusses as much as ICP. They say fuck 427 times in that song. Or I can't remember. But no, nobody cusses as much as they do. Why'd you come in and fuck up my shit? You know, as Morella Zella. Hey, were you neighbors with the people that had a mom who was a web-footed prostitute named Chloe? Is it an evil place that you're from? It's Belgians. They're evil, right? I don't know. I've had a taste of Belgium and I really like the waffles. I don't think waffles are evil. I don't understand you guys. Sorry, watching commercials. Yeah. It's supposed to be funny. Yeah. It ain't funny that people are still being murdered over money and you guys are making jokes about it for philanthropy and denying people the truth of the Gospels. Because it doesn't matter if you miss it by that much or from that end of the screen to that much. I'll call their dad. Okay. Carlos, it's time to live the Lord's Prayer. Okay. No, I lived in North Carolina. Yeah. Well, my best friend in the service grew up with Grant Hill. Yeah. Brian, it was hard on Brian. Yeah. Because I said, man, you know, big-footed, big-eared, goofy Grant, he's doing pretty good. And Brian's like, yeah, I know. But you do know that, I know growing up you were the star player of the National Junior Soccer King and the coach fucked you, and I get it. And yeah. When they were young, you know, Brian was the star. He was the leading scorer and top attacker, you know, on the junior U.S. soccer team with Eric Walinda. And the coach told him when a new coach took over, he said they wouldn't require his services anymore because soccer was going European and not South American, and he didn't fit in the new style of soccer. That's what the coach said to him. That the way the other guy coached wasn't any good, and this way's better. Brian almost committed suicide in his garage because he was a kid. You know, when you have all your dreams in one basket and you're like, wow, this is great. I'm the star. I'm super. I'm amazing. I'm the best scorer. I'm the fastest guy. I can jump real high. Other guys in the box, these guys are 6'2", and in the box, I'm 5'7", and I can out jump them for headers and the thing. You know, I got it made. I'm going to play for, I'm going to play for either Manchester United or he probably would have tried to play in, Real Madrid or, Brazil, one of the places with Latin women, because he liked Latin women, and stuff. So, yeah, he's thinking, I'm going to play for Real Madrid. I'm going to do all this stuff. He had it all planned out. And then that coach came along and just... And Moose came in and caught him trying to hang himself in the garage. He knew something was wrong, Moose. Kenny came in, and he came into the garage and knew Brian was out there. And he came in and caught him when Brian was hanging himself, and they both sat there and cried. And Moose said, no, man, Brian, you got to hang in there. You got to keep trying. You got to, you can't just kill yourself. He was Moose got college scholarship offers at Miami and stuff, but he didn't grow much. He still stayed kind of small, and they backed off because he is only about Brian's size, about 5'6" or 5'7", and he was doing real good in football. He's a real good running back, but because he didn't get bigger, they backed off on him in recruiting. I don't know if he went to school anywhere else. We did talk to that one guy that Brian knew that was that he went to high school with zits and all over him at Wake Forest. Almost all the guys on the team use steroids. It's how they get their scholarships. I was like, well, that's nice. Okay. How is skinny guys that don't, want to cheat and try to kill ourselves to win ever going to make it anywhere in sports? Fuck. Sucks, don't it? Not really. Because the Lord's Prayer is perfect, and I'm living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and you've never met a more perfect man than me. And if you think you have, your cartoon character doesn't exist, and Constantine and Jerome are complete fucking assholes. When I woke up this morning, you was on my mind, and you was on my mind. I got troubles, whoa, whoa. I got worries, whoa, whoa. I got wounds to bind. I know. Don't be a drug addict. Don't do drugs. Okay? The coach tells me to tackle him, and which I go tackle the guy. Okay? Tackle and fuel. All right, watching the basketball game. Come on. No, he missed it. No, he made it. Damn. He hit the front of the... Did you see that shot? That Delaware went? He's laughing about it, too. The ball hit the front of the rim, bounced up in the air, and went in. I was like, how the hell did they must have some freaky-ass rims in San Diego, I tell you. Uh-huh. Where in the world is Carmen? Oh, there, you saw that coming. He went through, we threw, and did a nice dish, bone crusher. It's like, oh, that's going to be a dunk, y'all. He going to dunk the shit out that ball. Hey, he did. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Nice drive. Oh, yeah, you got a foul. Okay, good job. Good job. Korchakov, I think is his name. Yeah, it's hard for me to say. I always screw it up. Yeah. He's a good little ball player. He's 6'7", 235. Yeah. And he's not a freshman. He is a freshman, but he played pro ball in Europe before he came and played for University of Arizona. So he's been a professional for a while. That happens a lot in Europe when there's bigger kids that are kind of athletic and talented. They go play professional ball to help their family because of extortion, exploitation. Nobody's living the large fare. What a bunch of assholes. I know. Well, before I went to go check them out, I was sitting there and they had this commercial and the mom, you keep making buckets. And I was like, Jesus, why do they keep doing that? He goes, because it's about them. Oh, it sure enough must not be love. It's got not to be. Sure enough, not must be love, because it's not heavenly. Right, Jesus' perfect commands were a prayer for all ye faithful, right? And so people that want to win and fight and win and win and compete and fight and win, it's all about them, their sexual reproduction, their family, their culture, my cleats, my claws, oh, thanks, Jesus, he's right, Well, he is the Messiah and he's perfect. And, I'm sometimes distracted by what J-Lo's butt. I'm just kidding, but, not anymore. No. Was ever, yeah, for a long time. From about, right after Amy left, which was in Natalie's birthday, 2010. Okay, after that, I thought, well, shit, maybe that whole dream thing, Dreamweaver, imaginary lovers, is going to come true. And so, the whole thing Jesus told me, but she's married and got kids. Yeah, like you got the market cornered on dysfunctional marriages? Shut up, Jesus. Like, you ain't funny. So, yeah, from that day, to keep my hopes up that, someday my princess will come. And then when we got to here and they started throwing all the Book of Daniel and Book of Revelation stuff at me, I thought, by January 22nd, 2013, Barack Obama's going to be my best friend and Jennifer Lopez is going to meet me on a snowy night in Taos, New Mexico at Julia Roberts' house. Boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doop. They had fucked me so hard, I didn't know if I was coming or going. I didn't know up from down. I was on a Richard Pryor movie, Which Way Is Up? I was so strung out and so fucked up, you would not believe. I've lived one of the most brutal, examined, tortured, miserable lives in the history of the world. Yeah. Because I'm a really good person who doesn't go out looking for fame and 4chan fame. And I didn't want to be a dentist. Well, I don't like knocking people out and pulling their teeth out for money. But if we need to do dentistry work, we will. But, my thing is, let's try to curb the enthusiasm to repair people's bodies that are destroyed by stress and abuse. And, growing old may not suck. We don't know. Just bite the damn Tootsie Pop and shut up, right? So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it was totally horrid, and then by the time she got with Alex Rodriguez, I thought this is going to be her forever love, and then I'll meet whoever I'm supposed to, soon, because I got myself in really good shape, and that didn't happen, and then, by COVID, I was like, oh, this is looking really depressing and disgusting, and now it's just like, I understand how gorgeous I am. And I read the book of Job, and I know about Jonah and Malachi and all the rest. And so I'm a good company, and I'm a good person. And if you think that the comic book character from Constantine's and Jerome's heads are a better person than me. Okay. When you woke up this morning, it was on your mind. The cameras are a bigger addiction than the Wii 5 going to get their drugs. You were on my mind. I got troubles. Andy Warhol. Addiction to 15 minutes of fame has been like 50 years of hell or more. Well, how long? When's it? Okay, TV era. When did that all start? Was that like the 1940s or 50s? I think TV started popping up in the 1950s. So it's been 75 years of absolute hell where we could tell everybody, hey, Krishnamurti said, if you do like Jesus said, we can have world peace. Helen Selassie said it too. So did G.T. Suzuki. Did Alan Watts? I don't know. He might have. It's possible. Tangible. But it never saw the light of day because of all the people that do banking and threaten to blow you up with nuclear weapons if you don't do banking with them. Well, that sucks. Yeah, when I woke up this morning, you was on my mind. You was on my mind. So how do you know growing old sucks? We haven't been able to grow old in a loving way. We haven't been living the Lord's prayers. How long has this been going on? 10,000 year curse on the earth. Right. Okay. Probably so. Okay, guys. Yeah. And guys, if you read the Bible and you think the earth is only 6,000 years old, then what was David talking about with the 10,000 year curse on the earth? It was that we were in the process of that. So we're still waiting. So if it's only 6,000, that gives you 4,000 more years to curse the earth and deny Jesus' love. Wow. Okay. That cocaine's a powerful drug, isn't it though? Real life stories with Charlie Murphy. Okay. I'm Rick James, bitch. Okay. I love you guys, okay? Love them and leave them. That's fuck them and leave them. When you love people, you try not to leave them. But psychopaths make it really hard. All right, I love you. Peace.